Hello everyone, I'm Dr. TAMMIRA Lucas, and it is my honor to welcome you to CLIA's Inspiring Voices Awards presented by the Bazell Group. CLIA's mission is to develop young leaders or young people to be leaders by connecting them to opportunities to amplify their voices, cultivate their skills, and actively participate in the process of positive community change. Every year, CLIA hosts the Inspiring Voices Awards to celebrate Baltimore's young people and honor individuals creating positive change in Baltimore and beyond. Now, while the pandemic means that we can't host this event in person, we have an exciting virtual program that will show you the promises of Baltimore's youth and the impact of two extraordinary leaders that we are honoring. Before we get into the program, I want to say thank you. Thank you to you for supporting CLIA and for participating in this virtual event. We could not do the important work in the community of developing young people and young leaders without your support. So throughout this virtual event, you will see information on your screen about how you can make a donation to support our work. Now, we understand it is a challenging time, but we appreciate whatever amount you can contribute to support our youth in this unprecedented time. And last but certainly not least, a special thank you to Dr. Anton Bazell and the Bazell Group for serving as this year's presenting sponsor. They have been an incredible partner, and CLIA in this event would not be where it is today without their tremendous support. Thank you again, and now for our program.
It is with deep gratitude and humble acceptance that I, Dr. Anton Bazell, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Bazell Group, present these awards today as a sponsor to CLIA. My story of physician to businessman began growing up in rural North Carolina, where I had people who encouraged me to overcome barriers and pursue my dreams. I graduated from the University of Virginia's medical school and practiced as a physician before becoming a medical officer for the federal government. But over time, I realized I could have a larger impact by working at a systems level to address complex national and global issues. So I started the Bazell Group in 2010 with the goal in mind to dream bigger. As a company, we are passionate about improving lives by addressing disparities in healthcare, finances, and education that often hold people back. We are committed to our core values, which include putting people first, welcoming diversity, and collaborating with our partners and communities to ensure that all people are valued and have equal chance to achieve their dreams. Bazell has become a leader in government contracting by addressing critical public health issues with integrity and excellence. We've collaborated with Job Corps to enhance academic programs and established mentorships for at-risk students. We've promoted evidence-based strategies that improve health outcomes for women and children in low-income communities. We've also trained thousands of providers to help address the opioid epidemic. And we've even tackled the recent Ebola and COVID-19 epidemics in the US as well as in Africa. The decision to sponsor CLIA was not just a choice, but also a heartfelt inclination to serve, driven by what CLIA stands for: equity in healthcare, in economic opportunity, and in human rights for all, no matter what you look like or where you live. Now, without further ado, I would like to recognize and congratulate the recipients of this year's CLIA Inspiring Voices Award, TISHA and JAMAR. You are the bright light of Baltimore. Your leadership, mentoring, and guidance provide hope to young people across our communities. Continue to shine and inspire others to dream big and allow their voices to be heard. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for Inspiring Voices 2020, the virtual edition. We are so grateful for your kindness and your support. Today's program is made possible by the generous support of so many sponsors. Thank you to each of our sponsors for making Inspiring Voices such a great event and successful event each and every year. I would like to especially thank our presenting sponsor, the Bazell Group. Dr. Anton Bazell, the CEO of Bazell Group, champions issues related to health and wellness of minority communities and consistently demonstrates his commitment to our youth through generous support. Tonight would also not be made possible without our honorees, TISHA Edwards and JAMAR Brown. You will hear more about each of them later on in the program, but we want to thank them for constantly using their voices to inspire and uplift all of our communities. And since 1999, CLIA has worked to do the very same thing. The youth who have come and gone through the doors of our organization have used their voices to inspire change locally and on a state level. From advocating to ending the automatic prosecution of youth as adults in the state of Maryland to fighting for year-round youth works and equitable policies related to trauma-informed care, our youth fight and they continue to fight. Let's be honest, we're in challenging times right now. There are so many attempts being made to silence the voices of marginalized communities. Now more than ever, we need to hear the roaring voices of our youth, demanding change and reform on issues like climate change, police brutality, and the justice system. Even in trying times, our youth remain resolute. They will continue to engage in this powerful work with supporters like you, who generously give in order to keep the fight for justice alive and well. Please, throughout the course of tonight's program, feel free to take out your cell phone. Go to our website, www.cliayouth.org, click the donate button, and donate to this powerful work. Thank you again for participating in today's celebration. I hope that you enjoy tonight's presentation.
I'm Kamal Waz, and today I'll be speaking with you about my experience at CLIA's Summer Leadership Program. Over the past few weeks, I've had the opportunity to expand my knowledge in real-world activity. I've been able to learn how to manage my money, how to speak up for what I believe in, and so much more, all while being rewarded. I cannot thank YouthWorks enough for this opportunity and Mr. Ray Carnaway for his genuine efforts and making sure my coworkers and I are prepared for whatever is thrown at us in the real world. Thanks again, and I can't wait to return next year.
Hi, I'm CARA O'Brien with the Law Office of Evan K. Thallenberg. We're a law firm in downtown Baltimore that was founded over 20 years ago to represent children that have been poisoned by lead paint. Today, we represent individuals that have been injured in all kinds of ways, whether it's through medical negligence, nursing home negligence, auto negligence, or otherwise. We are a proud sponsor of this year's Inspiring Voices event because we truly love CLIA and we've seen the change that CLIA can inspire in individuals and in a community. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to this year's awardees, TISHA Edwards and JAMAR Brown, and thank you for all that you're doing to make Baltimore a great place to live.
Hello, I'm Darius Graham, and it's my honor to introduce the winners of CLIA's Inspiring Voices Awards. Every year, CLIA hosts the Inspiring Voices Awards to celebrate Baltimore's young leaders and honor individuals creating positive change in Baltimore and beyond. To select the awardees, we look for several qualities. First is impact. We seek to honor people who have made a demonstrated impact on the lives of young people in Baltimore, whether through education, advocacy, mentorship, or other means. Second is imagination. We seek to honor people who go above and beyond whatever their specific job title may be, and aren't confined to making an impact in just one way or through one role. Third, and perhaps most obvious, is inspiration. We seek to honor people who, through their words and actions, inspire us all to do even more for Baltimore and its young people. With this criteria in mind, we started with the long list of potential awardees compiled by CLIA's board, staff, and youth, and other stakeholders. While everyone on that list is deserving of recognition, there were two people that stood out for their impact, imagination, and inspiration. So it's my honor to present CLIA's Inspiring Voices Awards to those two individuals today. TISHA Edwards receives the award for launching and leading the Mayor's Office of Children and Family Success. The sole purpose of this office is to leverage the tools of city government and the vast assets of our community to radically improve the lives of Baltimore's children and families. Included in this work are programs such as Head Start and policies aimed at reducing youth trauma. JAMAR Brown also receives the award for his leadership and advocacy as an attorney and board leader. As a senior associate at Rosenberg, Martin, Greenberg, he practices commercial and appellate litigation. He recently helped secure a victory reinstating a jury verdict that an officer had used excessive force when he shot an unarmed African-American Baltimore resident during a traffic stop. JAMAR's leadership and advocacy extend to his service on several boards, including as president of the Board of Directors for Court-Appointed Special Advocates of Baltimore, which recruits, trains, and supervises volunteers to advocate for children in foster care, particularly in cases where there is evidence of abuse or neglect of the child. For their impact, imagination, inspiration, and clear, consistent commitment to improving the lives of young people in Baltimore and beyond, it's my pleasure to award the 2020 Inspiring Voices Award to TISHA Edwards and JAMAR Brown. Congratulations.
Hello, CLIA. I am TISHA Edwards, the Executive Director of the Mayor's Office of Children and Family Success, and I am very happy to be here with you today. I am honored to be connected to and working alongside an organization that describes itself as being about youth voices for community change. And I am very grateful to be recognized as a part of Inspiring Voices 2020. We are kindred spirits and allies in our work for Baltimore's youth. CLIA's mission is to develop young people to be leaders by connecting them to opportunities that amplify their voices, cultivate their skills, and actively participate in the process of positive community change. Our charge in the Mayor's Office of Children and Family Success is to radically improve the lives of Baltimore's children and families. It is an audacious commitment. Our office leverages the convening power and resources of city government and partners with communities to create policies that champion children and families. It is our job to make sure all of Baltimore's children and families have access to the opportunities and the supports they need to succeed and thrive. Our work is far-reaching, from operating Baltimore City Head Start programs and administering millions of dollars in housing and energy assistance through the city's CAP centers, to implementing the city's Squeegee Alternative Plan, to connect youth that squeegee to the supports they need to earn income through safe, sustainable means and embark on a path towards life success. The pandemic has pushed our work even deeper into the community as we've partnered across the city to distribute 5.5 million meals to children, youth, seniors, and families since March. But to do our work, we need young people to guide us, to have a seat and voice at the table, to challenge us, to keep us true. So like CLIA, the Mayor's Office of Children and Family Success is committed to developing and championing our young people as leaders and advocates, and drawing on their power to affect change for themselves, in their own lives and communities, and in the world around them. We in the Mayor's Office of Children and Family Success draw daily on the passion of youth to drive change. They inspire us, they guide us, and they are our purpose. So please know I am grateful to join you today to celebrate Baltimore's young leaders and to stand among the many individuals and organizations creating positive change in Baltimore and beyond.
Hello everyone, my name is Christian Atto and I'm a senior at Mercantile Vocational Technical High School, and I had the absolute pleasure of taking part in CLIA's job shadowing program, where Merville's bright minds and aspiring lawyers are given attorneys as mentors who will guide them through not only the collegiate application process, but will also provide valuable insight into our legal system that will propel our careers for years to come. Then I had the honor of being a part of CLIA's Summer Leadership Institute, where I had the chance to truly hone my advocation skills and also leadership skills to become not only an advocate for change, but a leader for tomorrow. During the duration of my time at CLIA, I've accumulated a vast amount of knowledge about the way our legal system is complex, multifaceted, and above all, flawed. But they also supplied us with the knowledge to create change and eventually fix this corrupted system that has plagued our nation for centuries now. And on top of all of these things, we learned about financial literacy, a topic that is often neglected or misconstrued over time or in our communities. CLIA has had an immense impact on my life. Before CLIA, I shied away from speaking freely, or I shied away from public speaking or talking about my opinions on complex topics. But now I'm able to speak freely and courageously about important topics that happen in the world today. CLIA is an absolute necessity to Baltimore because it inspires Baltimore's youth to speak up about matters that affect their everyday life. It inspires them to not just become a statistic, to not fall into the system that has been placed for us to fail. And it also gives them a platform to voice their brilliant and broad opinions. So with all of these things being said, I don't only insist, I urge everyone who is listening to support and to donate to CLIA, because you cannot put a price on the change that the youth will bring. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brian Brown, and I'm a partner in Brown & Barron LLC, a law firm here in Baltimore. Our firm handles nursing home cases, medical malpractice, and lead paint cases. We chose to sponsor this great event because we believe so much in the mission of community law in action. Many of our clients are young people just like you, and anything we can do to ensure that your generation, our city's future, can turn into great, productive leaders to bring our community forward is a worthwhile cause for us, and we believe in it wholeheartedly. We want to congratulate this year's award recipients for all their great efforts and achievements and wish you all nothing but the best in the future. Best of luck in everything that you do.
Hello. Thank you to everyone at CLIA, the board, the staff, and of course the amazing community of youth leaders and youth advocates for honoring me with a 2020 Inspiring Voices Award. Although this award recognizes adults who are trying to create positive change in Baltimore and beyond, your work of empowering and mobilizing the youth in Baltimore to address issues of racial equity and injustice inspires me. To know that my efforts to support our youth have played even a small role in representing CLIA's mission and its values is deeply humbling. I'm honored to help lead and support several community organizations that, like CLIA, are working hard to educate and nurture Baltimore's youth and eliminate the barriers to their success. These organizations recruit, train, and supervise volunteers to advocate for children in foster care. They are playing an instrumental role in working to reduce school suspensions, implement restorative practices throughout the school district, and advocating for long-term adequate funding for our schools. I'm also part of an organization that helps support and raise money for the teen and child literacy programs at the Pratt Library. To the youth participants of CLIA, I'd like to share why I get so much joy in helping support these organizations that support our youth. It's really because of what I love most about Baltimore, which is also embodied in the first word of CLIA's name, and that's community. As youth participants in CLIA, each of you realizes that real change, enduring change, takes everyone working together to take collective action to address the problems in our community. The importance of community has never been more vital than it is now as we live through COVID-19. This pandemic has both exposed and deepened significant disparities that impact our youth, like, for example, the digital divide, where as many as 38% of households in some of the poorest neighborhoods in Baltimore don't have access to internet. These and other issues are too big for us to solve on our own. It takes the entire community. Thanks to CLIA, you, the youth participants, are developing the tools to advocate and affect real change. And I promise you that the change you are advocating for right now will last and will reverberate for generations to come. And that for that, each of you should be very, very proud. Again, thank you very much for this tremendous honor.
What a powerful display of what happens when our communities come together to amplify the voices of our youth. As you have experienced today, CLIA takes very seriously our adult youth partnership model. In order to execute the urgent work that lies ahead of us, we must have all hands on deck. I want to again congratulate our Inspiring Voices honorees, TISHA Edwards and JAMAR Brown. Thank you for using your influence, passion, and platform to fight for the youth of our communities. Thank you also to the Bazell Group and all of our sponsors for your continued support of CLIA. But most of all, I must shout out our powerfully dynamic youth who consistently demonstrate what it means to fight for our communities and get in good trouble. I mentioned in my earlier remarks that we are in very challenging times. And it is my belief that with the wisdom of our elders and the strength, vigor, vitality, and intellect of our youth, we will march onward and be victorious. And we cannot do this work without your help. And so for those of you who were able to donate throughout the course of this evening's broadcast, thank you so much. For those of you who may not have had the opportunity to donate tonight, please feel free to go to our website, www.cliayouth.org. And I would also encourage you to become monthly donors as it sustains our work month over month and year over year. Thank you so much for your consistent support of CLIA, and continue to work with us as we continue to amplify youth voice. Thank you so much. Have a good night.